Good afternoon and welcome back to the Tournament of Hope. This is race number 2 of the quarterfinals. This time we're going to see Sir Link-A-Lot taking on Luffy DV, DVS7 taking on Dwight. I'm Caleb. I'm back calling the action for you guys, and this time I'm joined by Deadpulse. How are you doing, Deadpulse?
Oh, I'm wonderful. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. This is an awesome little one-day tournament we've got going on. We have our first 2 runners advanced from the previous race, and Rubes 000 and Chad representing the Center for Competitive Forfeiting. I can appreciate it so well. But this time we have Sir Link-A-Lot, the reigning Duckling Supreme, taking on Luffy DV, the Duckling representing the Trash Island, trying to make a splash into that Duckling Derby that we have going on in the background. And Davis and Dwight, we have infighting amongst Double Dragon teammates here, Team D&D, fighting amongst themselves, just like last race we had Groggy and Chad fighting amongst themselves. What do you make of these forced parties we've got?
Well, on the top, I do like the Force Black Belt. That's going to be a great win condition. Plus, you have, Black Belt Oreo, so that's a great party for this. On the bottom, that's still pretty solid. I'd take the top one over the bottom, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that Fighter Thief Red Black is a very versatile party comp. It's a party comp that Davis is pretty comfortable with. You sub out that Red Mage for a White Mage, and that's a party that he likes to challenge folks too. Dwight, unfortunately, doesn't have his favorite class, the White Mage, in his party, but yeah, that Black Belt Oreo is going to be something special to watch, as that's basically a perfect party, almost. And we're going to get the gates dropped here. We'll count it down, Deadpulse, in 3, 2, 1. So here in about 20-30 seconds, we're going to see our runners going. Luffy and Sir Link-A-Lot, relatively new runners to the community. Davis and Dwight, also new runners to the community. All 4 of these runners have joined, I want to say, in like the past 6 months to a year. And I know Dwight used to hang out, and he used to just sort of be tangentially involved as like a spectator, but got involved with racing it. Now he's one of the top racers in the Saturday hardcore race that we have every week. Is Luffy, our first runner into the Canaria Town. Going to look at our level 1 magic, and we got Temper and Nuke. Wow.
I like to see that.
Yeah, you gotta love it. And Lock, for what it's worth too. Bottom seed gets Ice 3 and Quad X, and we got Cure 3 and Harm 4, and that's pretty good. And bottom white magic, we get no access to exit and promotion locked heal 3. And we have our first donation of this second race. Wildham, one of our most prolific developers in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, with a $25 donation. The kids have spoken. White Mage is the cutest. Thank you so much, Wildham, for the donation. Appreciate that. Garland does not appreciate a 222 nuke rolling in and ruin his plans. What's Princess and King going to give us? We get a Q band, TNT. All right. As Davis takes out Garland with a pair of Ice 3s, we're going to see what the bottom seed provides. As Sir Link opening boxes, getting about $8,000.
I like a little cash.
Yeah, King gives the crown off his head while Princess gives a fancy rock she found, and pretty good. So 2 fetches off the bat. That's a plus 40 XP, going to get us another plus 40% XP. So big XP boost here for the lower seed. And Davis already into Provoca. So what's your strategy, Deadpulse, when you race these kinds of flags?
The first is to turn in all of the incentive quests as soon as possible to stack that XP. Then the second step is to find a grind, get myself to a level that I feel comfortable.
And right out the bat, the seed giveth with the top seed. We have a Massa -2 from that adamant. So not the best Massa, but even when it's negative, it's still really pretty good. And considering that's just going to go on our black belt until our black belt hits level 21-ish, that's pretty good. So all sorts of luxuries provided for the top seed. We're going to see how this bottom seed pans out as the adamant turns into the ruby. So TNT to Massa started with the bottle, Pirates with the key, so opens a lot of boxes for us. And lower crown to rod, so required crown here as Davis gets the TNT in Provoca. So we're going to see a lot of route divergence early on, but it's all going to start coming together as our runners start circling the drain of this seed. These flags are remarkably fast. We should be in and out of here, hopefully within 45 minutes or so.
Well, this top seed's shaping up to be done in 32 minutes. If we find an iron goal or an eye tile, the first thing we step on.
We probably will. But knowing the kind of luck that Danny seeds typically have, that iron goal is going to have something like first turn nuke or trance or something. As Luffy gets a crystal from the sages.
There doesn't always have to be a catch. Sometimes you could just get a gift.
This is true. Sometimes we get magical seeds. It is true, and like we like to joke that and play around that certain members of the community have certain luck when it comes to rolling seeds. Like, oh, this is a Danny seed, or oh, this is a Woat special, or the old school ZRNG from spring tournaments past. As we get a vanilla canoe in the bottom, but really it's just a mixture of RNG and confirmation bias, as seeds giveth and taketh away all the time. Luffy getting his item here from the pirates. Very, very efficient, as Dwight also picks up his TNT from the pirates. So such a great pair of matchups here. Link and Luffy, both really strong runners. Link, like I said, came into the community relatively recently. I want to say it was around the end of spring tournament last year. I don't know if I can't remember if he participated in the spring tournament. I want to say he did, but sometimes my brain doesn't work too good. But has really caught fire since being a part of the community. Won the Duckling Derby, and is now won the co-op championship with Thunder as his partner. Team Thunder a lot. Also won the co-op championship, and they're going to be looking to defend that title here pretty soon.
Coming in, Luffy was my dark horse to win this whole thing, so I'm going to be rooting for him.
Oh, got a little commentary bias as Davis is just executing dwarves in the dwarf cave, as we have Center for Competitive Forfeiting winner from last round, Chad, with a $25 donation. Must get that thief in the finals, so vote for that thief. So there's a lot of talk before in the previous race between Fizzle and I when it comes to, there's an Opal +2 from the herb turn-in for Davis. What's your sort of like favorite class to play with?
I don't want to get yelled at. It's White Mage.
You're not gonna get yelled at, man. White Mage is love. As
No,
Luffy...
I see Burt Reynolds lurking around.
Don't be bullied by other people's opinions. Love the classes you love, as Davis gets his rod from Astos and Dwight gets his herb. So we got sort of cross, not route divergence, but we're coming together. We're doing things, and it's like I'm following you, but you're just getting there ahead of me, kind of stuff with the bottom seed here. As runners trading places, and Luffy finds some sharks and red sahags, and Link finds level 3 Fade. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Makes that White Mage a little more viable inside that Oreo cookie.
Well, on the top, we've seen Nuke, Harm 4, Fade, Quake, Fire 3. Are we expecting some fun dead again?
Now we have Wall and Exit at level 4, so top seed, all the magic except level 4. Slow to Dark, Slow, and Confused. We'll just leave all that. Fire 3 and Brack and Cake and level 3 Black Magic, as our runners are both landed in Elfland. Dwight going to turn in his herb, get his Opal Bracelet. All right, so all of the early checks seem to be done for most of our runners. We have a canoe on the bottom, which means we can get to Ordeals if we wanted to check two 3 spike tiles, and we could also get to the waterfall. But we're all making pit stops in Elfland. So once your early checks are done, do you transition to grinds, or do you start diving fiend dungeons like we have access to Earth Cave with this rod for the bottom seed, or Volcano for the top seed, because we don't have access to any of the other fiend dungeons?
I think I go into Earth just because I do have the rod. I already have some decent enough to be able to take out Lich. Plus, I'll get the incentive in Earth. So that's where I think I go first. And then I check the grind tiles.
And Dwight finds the bailout here in level 3 white magic with Knight and Red Wizard learnable Life 2. Huge pickup there for the lower seed not having access to the white mage. And there's level 4 Brack. And now Davis in the same magic shop's finding Fast, Lightning 3, and Zap and Black Magic. But we're running out of money.
I mean, Link is finding Life 2, Warp, and Cure 4 at level 5 magic. That's all nice.
Big play there from Dwight to sell the Opal +2 to buy this crystal in Elfland. So huge play there. Selling in-game armor to get a fetch. See if that comes back to bite him, or if that's going to be big brain playtime. As we know that Davis also has the crystal, but we have not seen him turn it in. Montoya going to give us the bottle. So, hey, okay. More experience and another shot at a required item. As Link and Luffy holding hands in the volcano. And Davis reading your playbook, Deadpulse.
Luffy finding some Gurpedes. They're given a decent amount of experience.
Yeah, I mean, with this sort of XP at plus 20% per key item, it's gonna all fights are gonna be pretty okay. And there's a Brack. What if that's a Brack shirt? A black Brack shirt or a white Brack shirt that we find here in the armory for the top seed. And okay, so Dwight traded an Opal +2 for a Ribbon -5. How do you feel about that trade?
I will take that trade every time.
Yeah, I mean, you're sacrificing Absorb for plus 40% XP and resistance to all elements, so it's pretty good. That's a pretty good trade, I think. So where do you land? We have Burt Reynolds with an unofficial poll going in the chat here. What do you think? Open all boxes, some boxes, or none boxes? Where do you land on the? And was that a fade? There's a fade hat for DVS. So huge pickup there, and a wonderful argument for opening all the boxes.
I open just enough until I feel comfortable. I don't know if opening 5 boxes. You do have incentive massa. You do have incentive opal bracelet, which you can sell for a ribbon, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if you open another 20 chests and find a Fade helmet or a Brack shirt, like, that's all worth it. And it doesn't take that much time because the chests that they're opening are the ones that they're right next to. So maybe it sacrifices 30 seconds. And
Dwight picked up a ruse stick here in Earth as well. So Earth packing a lot of good items in these better trap treasures. As Link on the big walk to Lefane, gonna find out what the Lefinish are holding on to with that slab. Still no great spike tiles found yet. So what's your backup plan when you don't find a good grind tile, Deadpulse?
If I don't find a good enough or a pretty good enough grind tile, I might stay a while on the Bridge of Destiny with its higher encounter rate.
Even with this, the lower encounter rate for the the Chaos Rampage flags. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
And Davis doing what he got to do, taking on Lich here very soon, provided this giant doesn't do anything dumb. All right, so Davis working to light our first orb on stream. Pretty good time, a 13-minute, and we're going to open up with Fade. Look like Harm 3 and Fire 3. Vanilla Ice 2 from Lich. It's not good. Fire 3 fades. Take about 500 damage out of Lich here, so we're gotta be getting close here. Gonna pump some more Fire 3s and hope Lich 2 doesn't have a nasty spell to back up that Ice 2. Fade 157 with the low roll. Fire 3 296. Gets it out before we could see anything else out of Lich there.
Well, while that Lich fight was going on, Luffy in the top right went to the volcano incentive, found the canoe, and also found 4 red hydras. Only took the fight once because they look to be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, fire hydrants are sort of feast or famine. Like, they can be really good if you got like Ice 3 or a non-elemental sweeper, or sometimes Ice 2 is good enough. But Luffy now taking on Carry, going to try to light first orb here on the top race. And Carry opens up with Ice 2, so read into that what you will, but both seeds first Fiend pulled had Ice 2. Kind of fun. As Carry follows up with a hold and just wants a hug on that black belt, and we're gonna switch to please let these AoEs do it, and Fade gets it done with a 134 and level 21. So good levels for Luffy at the 14-minute mark, lighting his first orb, and Link coming into the volcano now. So I love it when we had all 4 runners in the same location very briefly. It's always kind of neat when you see that sort of, when you see that sort of convergence across seeds, across strategies and routing. They all sort of start clumping together at certain time points. All right, we're gonna see where Luffy heads off to next with that canoe. I wonder if we're gonna go gamble on Waterfall being our next source of progression, as Link finds a Sun Sword +4. That'd be pretty good if we had somebody that could swing it.
It's nice to just look at. I mean, it really does shine.
Yeah, I mean, mounted on the wall, think about, man, this thing's pretty. Get it as a artificial light source. So once again, this is a one-day tournament looking to crown our next Chaos Rampage championship, our first Chaos Rampage champion, as we support the Bale Project through Randomania's Tournament of Hope. Bale Project is a charity designed to help folks meet the cash disparity and qualify for bail, and sort of end the cash bail system and the criminal justice system. So please check it out, bailproject.org, for more information. I'm sure I did not do it enough justice there in my brief description, but bailproject.org. Check out the information. Donate if you like. We have a couple incentives still going throughout the rest of the tournament. Specifically for the Final Fantasy race, we can pick or 2 required classes in the final run, in the championship race, if you will. Davis finds the Nightmare Evilmen. That could be a pretty effective grind. So
yeah, that's pretty good enough.
Yeah,
Link seems to be taking those red hydras though.
Yeah, red hydras will work, and you've seen that 5,000 XP across the board. Pretty good. As Bert pointing out in chat, the grind also gives us money, and money's always good to have, especially when we need to buy magic, we need to buy bracelets, we buy like 1 million houses if we wanted to. But time to move that Masa, as Black Belt is at a punch break point, probably level 21. As Davis taking on Carry here, looking to light his second orb. So efficient moving through this seed for Davis.
I think the white mage is looking forward to the hand-me-down of the Massman.
White Samurai strat's always popular. And here we go. We got dual carry twos, and Davis gets that fade helmet, and Carry can't handle the sight of it. Davis now level 23 across the board. As we're casting fades, and there comes the ice 2 from Carry, and Davis going back up, following the Carry kill, and now we're going to grind. Interesting. Nukes and punches, only punching for 20 damage for a Link on Carry 1 here. There's the hold, and it hits the black belt. But nukes enough to take it out. And there's level 20 for 2 of Link's Light Warriors. Alright, and now you can see that XP that Davis is getting, already 10,000, as Dwight is saying hi and goodbye to the vampire as Fire 3 takes out the vampire, and Link is left the volcano and onto bigger and better things. So if you're Davis, how long do you grind? What's high enough for a fighter thief red black party in your mind?
First, that's kind of a hard call. I think with these flags, I would say I would go to at least 30, try to hit a break point if I didn't have the Maza.
Mm-hmm.
But 29 definitely.
And Davis is good enough, and he's turning in, or so Link turning in the adamant gets the herb. So this is something that we have not seen Luffy do, I don't think. But it looks like we're headed to Dwarf Cave, so... Yep.
Yeah, the Lufinian's giving the adamant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awkward routing. Alright, and there's the herb. And gold plus 3 for 28k in the bottom seat in Davis's armor shop.
Once Dwight sees that, he's going to be happy that he sold the Opal 2 to get the ribbon that early.
And there's a ribbon plus 4 from the herb, so it's pretty good.
I mean, I guess.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's better than a ribbon minus 5 for sure. All right, where is Link off to now? As Luffy's still looking for spike tiles, and Link gonna check the Earth incentive. So we do have exit. So this isn't the worst plan. If it's Troll Earth with Rod and the incentive, I mean, where else could we go other than this? This is where the Waterfallers are only plays, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. I think this is the right play by Link.
Did we see a shop item in this top seed?
That's a good point. I don't think we have. At that point, I might have gone up to Waterfall just so I can check the 2 shop locations up there.
Yeah.
And then go Waterfall, but
we'll
see pretty quick.
Look at what Luffy just found in the TOF lock rooms.
Those some chonky worms.
Some big worms. And Link-a-Lot gets a Cure 4 helmet out of the same box that Davis found a Fade helmet in. So, super hype box. There's Dwight taking on Lich. Shouldn't have much of an issue here. We did see the early Ice 2, but... And there it is, the Rod in Earth. Oh boy. Slab turns to tail for Davis. Rod the vampire box. Oh man, that's just mean. And here we go. We got a big donation here from Dark Moon EX. $60 donation, 27 on-screen deaths at $2 a piece from our run, as promised. Plus 3 more to go on. So thank you so much, Dark Moon, for the $60 donation. Going to a good cause, the Bale Project. BaleProject.org. You can check it out, learn more information. As Link looking to light his second orb, how long until Luffy goes into the Earth Cave? Now, Dead Pulse, if you were watching the race that happened before this, and you know that there could be something remarkably nasty, an alt final boss, do you hedge and over level potentially, or do you still
Absolutely
just?
not.
Okay.
All four of these runners have the capability of doing these at 30 minutes. So if I over level for 2 minutes, that's 2 minutes too much.
Now, what if over leveling is, and there's the Oxyale for sale in Onrack. Oh man, so Oxyale for sale in the same seed, Oxyale for sale in Onrack in the same seed that we're given Black Belt Oreo with like level 1 Nuke and Temper and an early Masa. Like, can this top seed get more generous? I mean, you could argue that Rod and Earth is trolly, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's like it's optimized, right?
Yeah, it's arguing, hey, you're already here. Why don't you continue?
Mm-hmm. And Link gonna gamble on the mermaids having his chime progression as opposed to the waterfall. So we'll see if this free top seed rebounds in Topher into just awful. Because anything could still happen with this top seed. We thought that the previous race top seed was going to be super free, and then we saw Fun Dead with opening Zap, and not a whole lot of ribbons to go around. All right, but Luffy gonna come in right behind Link and get his Oxyale for sale non-rack. As Link is onto the mermaid floor. So Link with an orb and slight exploration lead, but Luffy with the big levels after that earth grind, and there's go mode for Link. So now this makes me think that Luffy will check the waterfall and check the sky incentive, but he's going to last location that rod. So
yeah, that feels bad, but I mean, he'll come back from it.
Yeah, and we'll see if that little worm grind is going to be maybe a difference, because we'll see if Link wants to take a grind, or if he's just going to be comfortable getting levels as he goes. And
if I were playing on the top seed, I would just be waiting for the other shoe to drop. Just when is the bottom going to fall out of this seed?
As Davis checks out his mermaid incentive, and it's a cube. So chime a cube in mermaids. Awesome. And we have another donation. No comment here, but $40 donation from Al. Thank you so much, Al, for the $40 donation. Appreciate that. Brings our total up to the day so far up to $1,410 out of our $2,000 goal. Thank you so much for all the donations that are pouring in. Definitely appreciate that, guys and gals and non-binary pals. All right, Link on his way. Everybody in, and there's a ribbon in the free little box there for Luffy. I don't think, did Link grab that? Because that is one of the freest ribbons you could find.
I did not see Link grab it.
Because I saw him pop into the
mode, so.
He did pop into the Sharknado room, open the first box, and Davis checks the other box in that room, gets a Vorpal +1. So free seeds, or not free, I won't call them free seeds, but I think what we're witnessing is a byproduct of the high treasure being turned on, where every box could like be amazing if it has gear in it. Link takes a moment to rearrange his inventory. We're going to move that Brack shirt, and Luffy beats him to pull and Kraken. So we've got simultaneous Kraken fights. We're going to temper, we're going to punch, and there goes the white mage. So Kraken punch real hard. Brack bouncing off Link. 3 Brack's going to do it. No. So Luffy gets the big punch there after a couple of tempers and through. So very efficient fight for Luffy there, as Link continuing the Brack strats. So it's risky. It's risky to bank on those 14% chances, but there it is, or 26%. I don't always forget what Lich one is, or Kraken one is.
Well, yeah, so I mean, the top one we're looking at, Link has already done Earth to get that Earth Orb, but he's about 6 to 7 levels behind Luffy.
Yeah.
And Luffy not going to the waterfall. He is
That's
going to
good.
check air first.
That is good. So at least the sky incentive is not a huge time loss here compared to like doing all of waterfall.
Well, this is the problem. If you have only waterfall and earth left and you're looking for the rod, which one do you go to?
I mean, it's like they told us back when I was a kid, man, you don't go chasing waterfalls, am I right? You always go to earth. Earth, earth, earth. Earth first. Let's go. Earth height.
Caleb, that joke hurt my face.
I'm sorry. You gotta stick to the rivers, streams, and streams too. There's an eye for Luffy as Link nukes the chimeras on that. The chimera tile is a like low key pretty good tile. Oh, that wasn't a tile. That was just a bunch of chimeras that showed up. Interesting. That was a 3 chimera fight that Link hit, right? Or my eyes deceiving me?
I lost count. I just saw one.
Okay. Visual. Maybe a visual dyslexia is. Looks like we're on the same encounter table as Link gets his eye here on Sky 1. Are we going to see a robot friend? I'm pretty sure it's vanilla with these flags. Link gonna pick up his free bracelet here. Nuking those fire hydrants, and Davis 3 orbs out of 4 lit into his final dungeon. Dwight into the waterfall, this procedurally generated waterfall. Up and left is always the way to go. Gets it right away, and Luffy onto Tier 1. So Luffy just chugging along. Hope to see him dive the trolley earth here. As Luffy is through Tiamat. Wow. Just shows you the power of that black belt Oreo.
He is just chugging along.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we're going back to the waterfall. So this is going to be a time loss here as we get a Masa +3 for Davis in the Sky incentive. So 2 good swords for Fighter Thief for sure.
I can't blame Luffy because the alternative is going to Earth, diving to the 3rd level, not finding Rod, having to come back. So this, he can make this, 50-second, 1-minute time loss, and that shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah, and this is going to get Luffy. This should be a ribbon or tail, I guess, for Luffy here. Did we find no, we found the incentive ribbon, so this is going to be the tail for Luffy, and not as easy and free of a waterfall as the lower seed, as Link has 4 orbs lit and making his final preparations. Luffy up and left pays out for Proc Gen Waterfall.
Yeah. Davis finishing off his 4 orbs.
I love it. Nice reset for Luffy. Reset back to the airship. So nice veteran move, if you will, for Luffy. All right, so Luffy gonna roll his eyes as hard as he can through this troll rod as Link is into Topher. Gonna open these Topher boxes, hope that there's something good here, maybe a ribbon. And just a bunch of money and like a handful of items. So we're gonna open up with nukes and fades and nukes. And a punch from the black belt. And 6 hits, 243. Lich soaking some heavy damage coming out of nope, I lied. As Davis now into TOF. So both of these seeds pretty efficiently ran by all of our on-stream runners here. In carry 2, we're gonna get some fades. Carry opens with fire 3. That's not that good. Punch comes out for 194. So Link's underleveled black belt not being the force of destruction it can be. So it's going to be interesting. because with each boss he pulls, it's going to get tougher and tougher for that black belt to have meaningful damage here, and we're going to be blowing more and more nukes. But if we gamble and we gamble efficiently and correctly, this black belt might not need to hit 32, but it could be just like we saw in the last race where Dark Moon spent a little bit of time, got that Masa, and was, put himself in a good position to win that seed, but Rubes got the slot machine off a little bit better with the alt final boss. So we're switching to Brax and we're tempering a down black belt. So now we're switching to damage spells, nukes and fades. Gonna hopefully try to carry the day for us. Low roll from nuke for 109. And Luffy already through Lich 1 is going to be on his way to Topher soon.
And Davis pulling off almost 1,000 hit, taking down Kraken too.
Masa +3 Vorpal 1 so good in the hands of high level thieves and fighters or knights. And here comes Luffy with the big black belt. Kraken opting for a stun. And we get the quad X. Love it. That's a heads up play from Sir Link-a-Lot. And Lich has first turn nuke. Whoa. Let's keep that in our memory hole for potential alt final boss.
So we were looking for when the other shoe was going to drop. There it is.
Potentially. All right, so Link taking on Tia. Tia was up with Bane. So Double Dragon could be a problem if we see that we don't have a whole lot of ribbons. Black Belt Punch. 6 hits, 326, and we're tempering Luffy's Black Belt onto Carry 2. As Dwight walking into the Sky Tower, going to attempt to light his fourth and final orb and join Davis in Topher. This is close, folks. Super hype matchup. Tiamat has taken a lot of hits here, taking a lot of lumps. Follows up with Ink, and we're going to try the same Quad X strategy. 179 from that Black Belt Punch. Quad X erased. So very well calculated fights for Sir Link. Getting those Quad X's to land, they will instantly kill all of the Fiends Revisited if they have fewer than 300 HP, except Lich, as Lich resists death as an... Oh no.
Fun.
Yay! Yay!
Link didn't see the nuke, did he?
No, he did not. So Link's going to fire off nukes of his own, and those Phantoms had no HP. Fade's coming in, and there it is. Link just blew up Topher and takes it down with official race down time of 35 minutes, 27 seconds. So get those GGs in chat for Link. As Davis working on the Chaos and Friends. Love it. You never see this one. All right, Garland's gone. Time for the Chaos fight. You want to call this one, Dead Pulse?
We don't know how much chance, but 9 hits, 650 damage, I believe that was.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great hit. We're going to fast again on Davis. Fast again on the Knight. 150 damage from that Vorpal. 8 hits, 505 on Chaos. We're probably about halfway through. Only 60 from that Vorpal and only about 400 from that. 1 or 2 more rounds, and I think we have this. Doesn't look like... Oh, and there it goes.
Wow. GG's to Davis and Sir Link-a-Lot. Moving on to the semifinals, we'll be racing against Rubes and Chad. So we're going to get those matches set up for you. And Luffy did finish, so official race down time, 36 minutes, 23 seconds. As Dwight pulling on Lich 2 here. So big GG's for all of our all 8 of our runners across the first 2 races. Dwight going to bring us home with this Topher dive. So yeah, the black belt grind ended up being the difference, and unfortunately it cost Luffy a little bit there. So Luffy had a much faster Topher than Link, but Link did not need the levels.
Well, that was a nice turn order. I might say that the waterfall that Luffy had to go to was about about the time difference.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very efficient waterfall. Like he managed to make his way through the proc gen first try, not getting looped around, and was able to reset back to his ship. So saved as much time on that dive as he could have. It's just, Link with the big brain play to dive Earth early and find that rod. And
Yeah, Kraken 2 giving Dwight a little bit of a problem.
We're going with the Brack, 7% chance ineffective. We're going to keep the fade hats going. And we're going to try some quad X's. Ice 3, 112 damage. Quad X, not yet enough. So poor turn order there for the Quad X. It might have worked following that fade, but get another fade and slow 2 from Kraken. Ice 3, 137 damage. So that's pretty good. We did about 300 damage there, and Quad X still ineffective. So Kraken 2, a healthy amount of HP. Fade pops off for 182. Quad X this time is still ineffective. So Kraken 2 with a ton of HP. And we're joined in the booth by our bottom race finisher, Davis. GG's, Davis.
Hey, thanks, man.
And stop comes out from Kraken. Just Kraken 2, just giving Dwight the business. So congratulations on moving on to the final 4 of the Tournament of Hope for Chaos Rampage.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. So what was your strategy when you were approaching this? As we see swirl from Kraken 2.
My strategy?
Mm-hmm.
It always depends. Like, especially like first turn magic. I was a little worried because we didn't have a black belt, and then the magic wasn't fantastic. So it was try to turn in as many key items as possible, adapt to whatever magic we have, try not to open boxes, and try to figure out where the seed's leading us. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and Dwight making it through Kraken 2, and we're gonna see what Dwight does here with Tiamat. We're gonna open up with fades. We're gonna fast, and we're gonna fast. Cool. So double fast comes out, lands on the ninja, does not affect his fade showing with the hat. 5 hits, 408, and Tiamat with zap. And we lose a black wizard for that. 5 hits, 328 from the fighter. And again, fighter swinging before the fast. Fade comes out once more for 154. And now we're going to keep swinging fast and swing with the red wizard now. Fade for 145. Low rolls for these fade hats. 10 hits, 760. We're getting close now. I was going to say, yeah, we'll probably see a quad X come out as Tiamat falls to the quad X. So don't forget, after this race, we're going to have the next round. Going to double check to see who is racing in the first 1v1 that we're going to have. So big thank you again to Shadowed and Reese for doing the tracking. As Deadpool, so you're going to take over on comms, and Danny's going to jump in with you for the next race. Exciting. As Dwight pulls his Chaos and Friends. So, Dave, what was going through your head when you got the final boss and it was Chaos and Friends? Is that like a relief?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, this is by far one of the easiest final bosses you can pull. I felt like I was prepared enough to get basically anything. That's why I stopped by Provoca to get that ruse on my knight. But, when you see alt final, it's basically throw out 2 AoEs, maybe do a defense buff or an attack buff, and then it's exactly like fighting a chaos. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, chaos is definitely a sight for sore eyes when it comes to the amount of like preparation and gear that we have for these flag sets. And I did get confirmation the next race is going to be Rubes versus Chad. So we're going from infighting amongst the Ducks and Team D&D to infighting within the Center for Competitive Forfeiting. Chad continues his march through our ranks as he took on Groggy Dog and asked to take on Rubes. It's going to be an exciting match, so stay tuned for that coming up just after this race finishes. So, barring anything nasty coming out of this cast, should be finishing up here in the next few minutes. So, Chaos making some trouble for Dwight, but 1,000 damage. No Chaos is going to stand up to too many 1,000 damage swings. So, wow. So, Davis.
Yeah, what's up?
Next race, you get to race Sir Link-a-Lot. Sir Link-a-Lot is lurking in chat. Do you got any
Yeah.
any
The
advice
Duckling
you can give
Supreme
him?
himself.
Any advice you can pass on to Sir Link-a-Lot?
Any advice to give Link? Jeez. I don't know if I know anything that Link doesn't know. So I just know, yeah, we'll see how everything turns out. It's going to be a pretty tough race. You know,
Alright.
Link and I went through the Duck Derby together, and this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be a
It's
good
gonna
one.
be a lot of fun. So
Yep.
I'm getting the hook around my neck. So we're
Cool.
gonna go ahead and get hopping right on. Thank you so much, Davis, for joining
Yep.
us in the booth. I'm gonna wait for Danny to jump up here, but we're gonna get the next race going. So please don't forget to donate. Tournament of Hope, the Bail Project, super great charity, bailproject.org. And I think I see Danny in the booth. So, hey, Danny. Danny, you're muted.
I can't help it. I'm used to tracking, and I'm always muted.
Welcome to the booth, Danny. It's all yours. Have fun. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. Bye, Caleb.
Goodbye.